This episode of What If It's Cool is brought to you by Respro Clothing. Respro Clothing, where you can get the latest merchandise from all the stars, including Luke Resner, Som, Savannah Rowe, Nova Nichols, and my personal favourite, Conflict Axiom. So make sure you check out Respro Clothing. You can find them on Facebook and on Instagram. Alpha Pro Wrestling presents Glorious Purpose, happening on February 10th at the Sunbury Memorial Hall, featuring the 14-man Heavyweight Championship Tournament. Ticket link is in the description. Make sure to check it out. Before you check out Glorious Purpose, make sure to check out Energy, happening also on February 10th at 2 p.m. at the Sunbury Memorial Hall. Ticket link is in the description. Make sure to check it out. Adrenaline Pro Wrestling presents Breakout 39, happening on February 16th, featuring the up-and-coming stars of Adrenaline Pro Wrestling. Ticket link is in the description. Make sure to check it out. Mayhem Pro presents Showcase, The Road to Mayhem Mania, happening on February 16th. Ticket link is in the description. Make sure to check it out.
Prepare for combat.
MXW presents Mildy Kombat, happening on March 2nd at the Sets Mildura. Ticket link is in the description. Make sure to check it out. It's Reaction Wrestling Wednesdays, and I'm with my co-host as always, John L. Crossfire. Johnny, how you doing, bud?
Look, I've been better. There's a reason I've got the patch on. It's not just for show. I'm having a lot of pain today, and can't have the big light on, which is good because you said apparently the lamp is making me look better than I've looked in any of the other episodes. So maybe I'll have to do that in the future just for the sake of it. But no, I think I mentioned it to you. I don't know if it was on air, off air. We've done so many of these reactions, and I've done so much like pod stuff as of late, which is great. But the stitches is still loose. They only took out one of the loose stitches, and it's just rubbing like a son bitch right now. My eyes all swollen, and like my pain tolerance is usually pretty good, but I'm actually in a lot of pain right now. I
don't doubt it, man. I know what it's like.
Reduce the swelling. I haven't taken actual painkillers just because I try to avoid that. But I've got a feeling by the end of the day I'm gonna have no choice. But there's no sign of like infection, and there's surprisingly as swollen it is as like I don't know if you can see it or not because it's so dark, but there's like zero redness in it, so that's a good sign.
That's a good sign.
It's just rubbing like a son of a bitch, and it's killing me.
Yeah, I know what it's like to have loose stitches. So like not my eye, obviously, but not gonna lie, in my back. Not fun. I think it'd be 10 times. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I reckon it'd be 100 times worse what I had with my back. So I hope you feel better soon, buddy.
It's just like you get like an eyelash in your eye, and it's honestly like such an underrated feeling and how painful that can be. It's just constant, but it's times like 3, and it's just like I feel like I'm just being stabbed in the eyeball. I guess essentially that's what actually is happening, really. When you think
is it worse than the pimple in the nose, inside the nostril itself?
Oh, bro, dude, I don't know. I think the pimple inside the actual nostril hurts a little bit more, but no, it's just the constant. It's been going for about. I woke up early this morning, past 5 or 6 o'clock, whatever time it was. So what is it?
Let's not sugarcoat it. We were talking at 2 a.m. this morning, because I couldn't sleep because it was hot here in Melbourne last night.
Yeah, like I literally went to sleep like just after that. So I had like 4 hours sleep, which that's fine. That's normal for me. But the 4 hours since I've been awake, it's just constantly just it's a fun time. It's a fun time. So this is gonna be a fun episode because my vision's blurry as right now out of my good eye as it is right now too, because it's trying to compensate, so it's working overtime. But so I can see shapes and colors. I can read the What If It's Cool logo because it's so big and bright. So that's a can't see obviously I don't think when they see like the recording you can't see the time anyway, but as the clock's counting down for us, I can't see a damn thing of that.
Yeah, it's 10:05 on a Monday morning because that's what time we usually record. Sometimes Tuesdays.
Name John L. Crossfire. I know what it says because I know it's there, but it's just like a white line currently.
I will say this though. I even after the eye gets better and everything, I reckon just keep the patch. I fucking love it. I think you look absolutely awesome with it.
100% in some form or fashion, like especially when it comes to like my gimmick, brother. The patch. The patch almost has to stay at this point.
I
can't fire it though.
I'm trying not to say it. But I can't hold it in any longer. I want to call you Patches or Hellhead for the rest of the episode.
Yeah,
even
part is-
though that name has nothing to do with a patch, it's been stuck in my head the entire time.
well, one of my friends, his dad called me Steve the Pirate. You called me Steve the Pirate a few times, but Patches is a underrated like character in that movie. I'm gonna take that. I will take that. I'll be the Patches O'Houlihan of professional wrestling, whatever, for better or for worse.
Because you like to drink your own piss.
You can dodge drench, you can dodge them off.
Roll.
Oh, this is going off the rails already. I love it.
Oh, what do you want? Like 2 minutes in, we're already off the rails. Just a bit of housekeeping before. Obviously, we already had the health update. In the world of professional wrestling, what's happening on your end?
Yeah, so we're just still plugging along, still waiting on that damn date. But yeah, as I said, April, May. I'm gonna miss nothing but a good time on Feb 17th because my new appointment, as I talked about in the last one, is just a couple of days later. So just funds and everything. Can't swing it. ICW has Insane Asylum. It's meant to be March 23rd, but another promotion's just announced that they're running the same night. So I don't know if we're gonna go head to head with them or if we're gonna change the date or what's going on. But yeah, that's gonna be the next event that I'm at regardless is Insane Asylum. So hopefully sooner than later. It's currently scheduled for March 23rd, but yeah, March, April-ish.
All right.
End of March, start of April for them, and then yeah, mid-April, start of May rather for ECW is where they're still looking at, and hopefully, as soon as they know, you'll be one of the very first people to know, and hopefully, depending on the timing, I may even be able to break the news here on what if it's cool Reaction Wednesday /
Patches. It's Quarter Conversation. What if it's cool Reaction Wrestling Wednesdays? Get it right. This is not, although it has it's on my YouTube channel, right? This is our show. It's a combined show, man.
It's just reminding me of that scene from the Lego movie. It'll now known as Freedom Friday, but still on a Tuesday because it's Reaction Wednesday, but we're filming it on a Monday. Let's go.
Anyway, what are we reacting to today, Johnny?
So as we said on the last Reaction Wednesday where we did the two and we ended up choosing a ladder match, I was vibing some sort of cage match and I've actually started creating an actual playlist. It's unlisted, so you have to have the link. So far, you and I are the only people that can see the list and it's probably going to way. But I had 3 cage matches on the list and we narrowed the 3 cage matches down and we've gone with, I believe it's Steph DeLander, aka Persia Pirotta in NXT, versus, she is currently, as we record this, the PWA Heavyweight Champion. I think she was the PWA champion at the time. I believe that's what the match is for. Correct me if I'm wrong. I guess we'll find out. Jessica Troy, the Arm Collector, Mrs. Crossfire's second favorite wrestler in Australia, of course, shadowed by the one and only Vixen. But it's a cage match. It's PWA. It's 2 fantastic women just beating the crap out of each other. They had a great rivalry. Jess, I believe, actually had a hand in training Steph. So it's almost student versus teacher in some ways, so that's cool.
Really, I thought
I know that the main ones are like Robbie and like Madison and Mick and all them, but I'm sure at some point she would have had to have learned from Jess when she's mixed it up with her a few times,
Yeah, no, because I forget that Jess has been in the industry a little bit longer than Steph. But yeah, like I said, because when you sent it to me, I was thinking, oh, was this back when she was still Facebook? If anyone remembers that gimmick at first, I thought that was absolutely fantastic.
That was literally just before she got signed originally.
Okay, fair enough.
I think it has the year on the video anyway, but
yeah. All right. Well, as always, let's get right into the action.
Once the cage seals, all the thoughts go away and the reality hits you. There is nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. The cage is sealed up, and we will leave tonight.
I wonder how long it took to put the cage up.
Well, I don't know, because they've had a handful of matches, PWA have, and they've done a few where they've put like a video up for like the people watching on Fight or whatever platform you're watching, and it's usually been pretty quick. Like they're kind of all sides that just interlock, but I really dig that style of cage, to be honest.
So do I.
Very, very rare, especially in Australia, that you see cage matches. I know NAW, I think, did a handful of cage matches, and it was like a big deal for Victoria. Obviously, DMDU with the double cage. I think one of the matches that's on my list is a PCW match, but it's really only the bigger companies that do them. I know EPW have done one. I've got an EPW one on there as well, and obviously Slam in the ACT, I think the most recent cage match in Australia. at the end of I think it was the start of December actually, with Mikey Broderick and Luke Watts, which was a great match. Luke moonsaulting off the cage. I think we all thought it was going to happen. We knew it was going to happen, but it was still super cool to see in the moment.
Jessica Troy can inflict on people as
well. These two wasting no time trying to smash each other's face in there, but they're blocking it.
It was interesting to hit the land to say, wow, I'll keep her at arm's length.
I am always amazed at Jessica's ability. Whoa!
Look at that.
Spider-Woman!
Spider-Man, shout out. Please don't steal if it's cool for me showing that. I've finished that caramel latte already, good God.
Pulling her off the cage, she's trying to rub that ankle free, but that is dangerous.
Jess is one that like genuinely surprises me that isn't on one of like the bigger stages.
Going to work on Jessica Troy's midsection. This is another day at the office for Steph. She's hungry in this case.
I'm actually really excited to see what comes out of the all women's wrestling event that's happening at Starcast, because they're going to put some of Australia's best against some of the best internationals. I have no doubt surely Jess Troy will has to be a rite of passage to be part of that.
Yeah.
If it doesn't clash with dates that she already has, surely.
What are you going to do? You're going to stop me?
I really wish I could go there. It's just Starcast, like with funds and everything, is just too expensive for my liking. So, yeah, maybe next time.
We were originally looking at it to kind of have a weekend away, because like even some of the passes, it's like if you just get the pass to just watch the events without actually meeting people, we were still like cool. It's a couple of days away, but we're going to the World Series now in June. My mum actually, she jumped in, got the tickets. So now I'm after paying my mum after she had to pay the tickets on her end.
Yeah.
Tilt-a-whirl into the cage. I have no doubt surely these two women will be part of that as well, because obviously Cardona's there.
Yeah. If you've never seen Steph in person, I've had the pleasure of meeting her a few times. And I say this in all due respect, she's a beast of a woman, and like this aura that she gives, she is absolutely amazing, and I absolutely love her. I think she's fantastic. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting Jessica yet, but every time I get a chance to see her live, it's great.
I've met both of them. I've met Steph a couple of times, and like I know, like not to kill the gimmick or whatever, but like she's an absolutely lovely person. Like,
oh my God, how nice is she?
And it's just so amazing the contrast of like, because I'm not sure if she was the face or heel in this situation, to be honest, but like obviously now with Cardona, she's like the deathmatch queen, and she's this big mean, like she's the baddest bitch in the building, and she's calling herself. And then you meet her, and she's just like, "Hi."
She's the complete opposite.
Yeah, it's awesome. But so many wrestlers are like that, and I love seeing the contrast between that.
I'm trying to think of someone who I can actually say without breaking kayfabe. I can't, because then it's going to kill the character. So I'll shut my mouth on that one.
I'll use someone that's in like international as an example, because obviously they're never going to hear this. Gunther, aka.
Oh my God, one of the sweetest men in the world.
He is an absolute, like, it probably sounds weird saying it, but he's an absolute sweetheart of a man. Like, he's such a nice dude. And then you see him in the ring, and he's just fucking killing everyone.
Every time Steph does those gut wrenches like that, I'm scared. That's one of the moves that I'll say on the show that I would never want to take.
It's one of those things though, like with people, like, okay, in this era, I guess, we kind of know what wrestling is, but she's a huge woman. Those are some big shoulders. Like, to what point,
Oh, I was at ringside. I think it was at BCW, and I saw her do it, and it actually was terrifying because it looked like, I don't know if you watch NFL, it's just like a full on shoulder tackle. Like it's
big old defense just.
Thank Jim Brown, if anyone remembers Jim Brown. Like that's the intensity I see whenever I see Steph do those sort of shots.
Bouncing each other's face off the cage while outside the ring. Technically, I guess they're on the apron there. The hardest part of the ring, by God.
Oh,
between a rock and a hard place. She Okay,
Oh!
was cool. Simple and effective. Makes sense. Gonna rip her arm off for real.
Oh, God.
Meteora.
Oh my goodness.
Head first into the cage.
Thank God her head didn't hit those more enforced parts of the cage.
Yeah, the ones in the middle there. I was literally just
Yeah.
thinking, I'm like, oof, that's a concussion waiting to happen.
I think someone has been concussed doing that before.
I mean, surely it's wrestling, right?
Yeah.
No one does it better than my boys. Jessica Troy no longer
But no, I cannot say enough good things about both of these women.
Hmm.
100%. Like not like everyone, everyone says they're good like female wrestlers, which is like good like girl power. I get that, but they're good wrestlers.
I just say they're wrestlers. I
Doesn't
think they're
matter.
fantastic.
Gender, whatever.
Yeah.
Like Jessica Troy to me,
Oh!
fucking powerbomb into the ropes, into the steel.
Oh!
Honestly, I would, everyone's entitled to like their opinion, but to me, I'd say Jessica Troy is the best all-round wrestler from technical ability in Australia, just in general.
Yeah, I'd say she's a contender for that.
How does the brain process the additional factor of the metal and the cage, Rose? You wouldn't be familiar. These are the first women in Australia.
No, as I said, I'm really hoping she does do the StarCast events, because when I was talking to Cam Vale, cheap plug, I interviewed him. It was not on the actual pod, but afterwards I was talking to him about it, and he was really sad that he couldn't get Mickey over for the Impact tour.
Oh, man, really?
And I said to him, like, I was like, dude, like, a match that I'd love to see and would be Jessica Troy versus like Mickey James. And he said that Jess Troy is definitely one that like he has his eyes on for OPW. So I'm hoping that surely with this All Women's event that she'd be there. And I'm honestly, because it's
Fingers
in
crossed.
Australia, hopefully Steph will come back over as well, come home.
Oh, I'd say she would.
Look at this, Jessica Troy.
Man, is that a beautiful move.
It's hard because like I'm trying to like react to the match, but my mind's racing now of all the amazing female talent that I want to see on those OPW shows.
We have a lot of amazing female talent here.
Straight away, I'm just thinking like like Delta is just phenomenal.
Absolutely fantastic, heavily underrated.
Gary Stevens,
Layla Divine.
Bless you, Mrs. Crossfire in the background there.
Oh my God. Rochelle Rowe, Charlie Evans.
Yeah, I'm trying to like name people without just inadvertently naming like the entire MXW or AP rosters or.
I've got to try to do. Oh,
she's dangling by a hair. That could go so wrong in so many ways.
I am so glad I don't have long hair anymore because I know it's like to be cool.
I saw that photo you put up the other day when it was like tap in, you were 21 and you had like the dreads.
Yep.
Remember you mentioned to me in one of the episodes that we did, you're like, oh, I need to find a photo. And I was like, bro, it's a completely different. Rana.
Jessica Troy, that's why she's the
Beautiful sell there by Steph too.
Mm.
this right here. Look at the
Beautiful brainbuster.
Brainbuster.
Michelle K. Husluck is another one. Absolutely fantastic. Oh my God, I forgot. I'm trying blanking. There's another girl who I'm thinking. I've just seen her work recently.
A couple of girls about to break out as well, like up in Queensland, like Lil Mars.
That's it, Little Mars. No, Lizzie. Hang on. Lizzie Shaw. Sorry, that's what I'm thinking of. Sorry.
But no, Lil Mars is fantastic. She trains up at the Breakout Academy with Bobby Bishop and that crew. And probably one of the best schools in the country as well. Like obviously, PWA and MCW and all that. But for a little startup that was started by people just passionate about wrestling, they've come such a long way. Oh, beautiful! Folded her inside out. Stop leaning in so far. Just put it in my face like. Jess is always great at showing the intensity too, though, which is one thing that I really love about her.
Mm.
Oh, she's got her by the throat. Trying to fight off.
I'm genuinely scared of Steph DeLander.
I was watching another podcast recently. They brought up again the whole argument intergender wrestling being like, and all the whatever.
Mm.
But Jess is one that she's one of the ones that fairly often does intergender stuff. And that intensity is what makes it believable. He is absolutely phenomenal.
Mm.
Could this be Steph Delander's night?
Oh, when you speak of intergender wrestling and like who's really good at it, Natasha Valentine. She's had some amazing matches against some of men.
She is another absolutely like lovely person.
Chris, what can Jessica Troy?
Well, I've only met her one time, but no, she was absolutely lovely to both myself and Mrs. Crossfire.
Oh, she's a sweetheart. I love her.
You're right. That's what she's trying to do. Bouncing off the ropes continuously. But she's trapped her again. Just like that, there's so little room to move.
Beautiful journey.
Oh, whoa!
Jessica Troy.
Goes through.
It's almost. Look at that suplex by Jessica Troy.
Oh man, did you see that the cage is bent a little bit? Damn.
She needed that space. It's so hard to get in a cage. You're confined. You're locked in.
Just trying to think, because like again, ADHD, everything blends together. I'm trying to think if this was before or after the Mick Moretti Ricky South cage match. Because when they had their cage match, it was like literally like kind of like it was still locked in, but like the top bit must have like broken, and it was like when they were hitting it, it was legit like teetering.
I think if I
think it's
get my
before.
timeline right, I think
it's before
yeah,
she-
I'm pretty sure it's before.
Another suplex, double underhook this time. And Jess is in big trouble here.
'Cause I'm just trying to think, because I think she did do a PWA show
Jess,
after that, didn't she?
Oh, I can't remember, man.
great. What a night we've had.
Unfortunately,
It's one of those things where,
when you're 37, taking too many blows to the head.
It's one of those things where if we weren't recording, I'd probably be able to sit there and be like, oh yeah, this, and this. And then just because the red light's meant to be on, it's just, it is everything that's happened ever. Just collides. I'm really loving this though. Like the pacing of this is brilliant.
I love how it shifts back and forth, and you're seeing the there's no favoritism on either side. So
Like they're doing a good job of like, the almost not quite David versus Goliath, but powerhouse versus the more. Ooh, beautiful.
God, did she get her in the throat? That looks very, very low. Oh, but no, yeah, you're right. Like this is a very good, very good cage match.
Powerhouse almost versus like technical ability or strength versus speed kind of thing, but it has still at the same time, as you said, it's still been semi-even as well, which is great. Both competitors, I'll say, both wrestlers bring a lot to the table.
I love Steph's attire here with the green and gold.
Yes.
Oh, they're both calling for something. What do they want? They
They
want
both
calling for chairs.
Jesus Christ.
And the PWA staff are obliging. In come the chairs.
I was wondering why there was a little bit of a gap underneath.
Offering their chairs right now. Unbelievable.
But at least we didn't have like a Mick Foley, Terry Funk moment where the fans just started like.
Fucking-
Steph ducks. Oh, a chair to the midsection. On step to Lander. Jessica Troy.
Oh,
Has the chair.
She did not hold back on that one.
Chair out. This isn't a fight now. It's officially a brawl. This is a brawl.
She wants to win this. Oh, good God. Both these women want to win this match, my God.
Has kicked clean through a chair. Your new PW no. Steph Lander kicks clean through a steel chair and takes out Jessica Troy. The SDL chants come up. People can feel the momentum Steph is gaining here. That kick through the chair was monumental. Delanda has tried her move.
Loving the
Whoa!
atmosphere.
Oh!
Beautiful.
Steph Delanda might have just.
Oh, what's she? Oh!
Armbar with the chair.
Oh, that's painful.
Steel chair.
She gonna tap out.
Come on, Steph. Come on, Steph.
Delanda is in serious trouble.
Fans are chanting tap.
Jess is still holding the wrist. Oh no!
Damn.
She spins her
My
arm.
God, she's broken in half.
That's one way to separate a shoulder.
And just
Probably the best way to separate a shoulder. Very quick.
rather than quick and painless. It's quick and painful. Oh, so is that chair shot.
They're calling all out on this one.
That's awesome as well. Like these two have fantastic chemistry, and sometimes like that's the best part. Like just someone that you've got trust in and whatever, you can just smack the crap out of each other.
Exactly.
Bounce onto the chair. That chair went flying.
That's it. Your new PWA.
Oh!
That was 2.9999999. Wow.
2.995.
I definitely need to get to a PWA show one of these days because the fans are always amazing.
They're very rowdy, and I love it.
Especially in this venue, it's awesome.
This is the main event we'll talk about for a
I love that it's like all dark and you just got the spotlight on the ring and the action.
Mm.
2 chairs. This is insane, Chris. I don't know if there are words, Roses. Oh, my chick takes Troy into the metal poles again, but this isn't strategic. This isn't calculated. This isn't technique. This is
Take that
primeval.
off.
Oh!
Pirotta into the cage and the ropes again.
Double knees.
Swirling's gone.
Atlanta's head into the cage.
Take that off, Mo.
Better, Chris. This is no longer a wrestling match. This is a war.
It's so bright all of a sudden.
2 women will do anything it takes to be PWA champion. And referee Big Dick Nick's looking a little concerned.
I would be too. I would be too.
Just looks him straight in the eye and says, "You better not."
Hope he comes back soon.
What is Jessica Troy doing now? This is dangerous. He could break Steph's arm.
I believe that's her intention, Mr. Commentator.
Nick says no.
Referee's like, you can't do that. You can't do that. And she's like, boy, it's no disqualification. Get the out of the way.
So, bitch, please, I'm going to do what I want.
Oh, no!
Oh!
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Steph Lander could have broken her arm right there.
Makes you wonder, though, because like a spot like that, like if that goes wrong, that's genuinely like broken.
Oh, yeah.
Broken fingers.
Jessica Troy. She will do whatever it takes to retain that belt.
The thing is, knowing Steph Delander's pain threshold with some of the spots that she's done in some of the Cardona matches as of late, I don't think that would have bothered her too much, to be honest.
Delander is
Oh,
back.
Jesus, they're going to the top of the cage.
Jessica Troy sends Steph Delander's head into the cage as they are in
Oh, no.
territory up here on the top rope.
Oh!
Armbar through the cage.
Armbar on the top of the cage. Have you ever
Like,
seen
and the thing is, like, that's such a simple spot because everyone has gotten their hands stuck in a jar or something,
some of the
and it genuinely hurts trying to like reef the thing out. So when someone else's
Hang on, John. What's she going to do here?
oh she got
Oh,
meteor
shit.
off the
Oh,
cage.
shit.
insane. She's gonna jump. Jessica Troy
Meteor crossbody. Crossbody.
from the top of
That was absolutely beautiful.
Troy. She didn't want to
How is Jessica Troy not signed to a company in the States?
Well, I
Stuff like that.
can't remember who said it. I don't know if it was actually on PWA commentary or if it was just a podcast I watched. Ooh, kick it. May have even been Todd Eastman. Don't quote me, but someone said that Jessica Troy is basically the Energizer Bunny.
The heights that came off there, Rose.
Like she just, no matter what she does, she just won't. Like she just keeps going. She just won't stop.
Territory off
Oh!
Oh my God, ragdolled.
it won't be the whole of the
Looking for the death adder. Oh,
Oh!
she hit it, death adder.
That's it.
right here. She's done it.
Oh!
Ooh.
This is a good match.
And see, I'm one that's like, I really hate how overdone finish kickouts are, like in modern wrestling. But
But
that
this
one,
works though.
wow,
The power of
these two just have amazing chemistry. And
Yeah.
I want more.
Did they have another match or anything, or a match before this?
I believe they've had other matches in the past. Don't quote me on that. Surely,
We got to try and find them.
PWA.
I'm loving it.
This is what PWA is all about. This is why you watch us.
oh,
Why we all
avalanche death adder.
like this.
Oh.
Steph is running out of that streak though.
Just manages to fight out though.
The damage done to her body.
But she gonna another power bomb.
Her from doing a lot of these power moves. Oh, Jeff Ross, she's
Oh,
Oh, here we go.
that was mad.
Here we go.
the Fujiwara armbar on Steph Delander in the middle of the cage. She's got the other arm. This
Going for
could be
double.
bad news for Steph.
You know what match I'd like to see? Oh, she got the legs and everything.
Oh my god!
There's bow and arrow.
Oh, I've never done this before, but hang on. I got to stand up for that.
100%. Wow.
My god.
This match has been on my watch list, like literally since the day they uploaded it, like a year or two ago to their channel. Dude, that was cool.
Oh man.
Cool. I literally forgot what I was about to say. Which happens often, but...
I'm so sorry, John. I had to stand up for that. That was amazing.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The finish there, a match that I would love to see, and I've fantasy booked it a million times in my head, as has Miss Nova Lee. But I would love to see Jessica Troy versus Deonna Purrazzo, because obviously they both use that Fujiwara armbar.
I love that idea. I really do.
IPW, book it.
No. I got. Make it a triple threat. Ricardo Shooter. All three of them in the ring.
I could see that. I could see that.
Or Serena Deeb.
I am, as you know, I'm finally catching up on season 2 of Heels. I'm until the very last episode, so the review will be coming sooner than later. But I popped so hard for Serena Deeb, and I'm like, the fact that it was uncredited, I was like, bro,
are you serious? She wasn't credited in it?
So if you go through like the actual credits, the actual IMDb, she's not on, but there was like one of the wrestling fan sites.
Hang on. I'm gonna look this up while you talk about that. That's
maybe not IMDb, but it said like on the actual like show she wasn't listed in the credits for the match that she had with the I can't even think of her character's name, but she wrestled Crystal Tyler in the actual credits for the show. She wasn't listed, but on the internet, on the websites, on the internet, that's the word I'm looking for, Jesus Christ, on the internet, it's like uncredited. I was like, is it?
Oh, yeah, you're right. She's not credited.
Yeah.
What the what's the network that used to have, was it Stars? What the Stars? Like, seriously.
And then obviously, like, I don't know if they were credited either, but like in the background of one of the segments, Jordan Grace and Nick Aldis are just standing there, and I'm like, what the f? I'm like, I didn't even know they were in this. Like,
hang on. In saying that though, you remember the movie The Wrestler?
Yes, there is.
What's he called? What's he called in WWE?
R-Truth.
R-Truth, sorry.
He was credited though.
No, what? No, he wasn't. So when I was in the when I was in the cinema and I watched it, he wasn't credited. I think on a DVD he was. But
because I've got the DVD copy and he's on the, like, it says Ron the Truth Killins as himself.
Yeah, but in the movie he wasn't like.
Oh wow, really?
But that's how I remember. I could be wrong, but that's how I remember, because I remember seeing it in the
You're probably right, because I did have like all the wrestlers that were credited. They were kind of in like the one chunk. But so on the DVD copy, maybe they might have had more, because there's random people credited that I didn't even notice in the movie that are just like blobs in the background. So that's probably what it was. But
Jimmy Jacobs, Seth Rollins. Oh, what was he called back then? Tyler Black. I'm trying to remember, because
like John Cena as the prototype in Ready to Rumble.
Oh my god! I recently watched that again.
I would never have seen that. Like, he's just there and he's just a dude.
I've watched that so many times, and I always miss that scene. Finally, I watched it the other night. I was like, oh, there he is. Okay, now I get it. It's like that scene in Star Wars where the guy hits his head. Sorry, not Star Wars, because we're going to get the Star Wars fans on my ass. In A New Hope, when the trooper hits his head. I still have not seen that. Like, I've watched it, and I purposely try to watch it, but then I get distracted.
And the issue with the Star Wars films is there's so many different versions too. Like, every time they release a new DVD, it's a slightly like different cut. Like,
no,
like I have like 3 different versions of the Lego Movie. Some of the dialogue is different in all 3 versions, and they're legal versions.
Are they from different countries?
No, like, so they're just like different, like DVD, like one's DVD, one's Blu-ray, and then you watch it on like Netflix or whatever it's on. Some of the dialogue, like, it goes in the same direction, but the words are just, they're slightly different takes that they've put in, and it's just funny.
Well, the Netflix ones are always the American versions of the film, so it's not the Aussie. Like, it's like Zootopia.
Yeah, it's called Disney. Zootropolis on our version of Disney, and I was so confused.
No, Zootropolis, isn't that the TV series?
No, it is the TV series that's coming out, but on one of the banners for the movie,
Yeah.
it says in Australia, it says Zootropolis as well for the movie. So then it's like
Um,
Zootropolis, the series, and I'm like, but it's called Zootopia.
no, but
It's
reason
so
I bring up Zootopia
stupid.
is because I can't remember what scene it was. I think it may have been the newsroom. I'm pretty sure it was the newsroom. There's an Aussie character in there, and then in every other territory, there's like like there's one that's in Africa, there's one in uh, there's a different one for Japan, there's a different one for for France and all that stuff. And I was like, why do that? But at the same
I mean, on
time,
one time, something like that is kind of attention to detail. Like, hey, the newsreaders from such and such. Like that's kind of cool, I guess.
I just reckon I reckon
A lot of
it's just an
time
easy way to get a
wasted as
payday.
well, but
Um,
oh wow.
my God.
I thought you
Speaking.
always go back to Disney on these chats as of
I
late.
know. I just want to bring up one thing because I recently watched this yesterday because it was too hot here in Melbourne. So I thought, why not? Because I've been dying to watch it forever. And every time I message Jason Crash and the rest of the crew here in Melbourne to go watch it, no one get back to me on time. I finally watched the Iron Claw yesterday.
I was meant to go see that with a buddy, but plans fell through, unfortunately.
I want to put this out there. I didn't cry as much as I thought I would because thanks to Harrison Cronero, he told me, oh, it's a tearjerker. But oh my God, was that a f***ing great film?
Yeah, I'm hoping
And
it'll be on like
the ending, I'm not going to spoil the ending, but the ending had me in tears. Like, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. Hang on.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
Hang on. Yeah. It's an amazing way they've done it. Oh God.
I'm
Sorry.
hoping it'll be
So,
on like
sorry,
Amazon
Patches.
Prime
Hang on.
sooner than later
Oh.
so I can rent it.
Ah. Mm. But yeah, like if you haven't watched it, guys, I highly recommend it. I might actually get Harrison and a few other wrestlers who watched it because I want to get their take. Because obviously, I'm not a wrestler. I now work in wrestling, but only as a commentator and backstage interviewer. I'd love to hear their take about it because like Zac Efron was f***ing amazing. The guy who played Kerry Von Erich, his name escapes me. What an amazing performance he did. And the guy, like everyone there. The only thing that really ticked me off, and because you haven't watched it, John, it's going to be a bit hard to understand the context. There was only one actor that really me because it doesn't. One, he doesn't look like the person. Two, the voice is completely off. Ric Flair.
Actually, no, there's actually been some memes and clips about that going around on like the reels on Instagram and TikTok.
Oh yeah.
I was just like, I know that like it's about the Von Erichs and stuff, and like, look, you can have your opinions about Ric Flair as a person or whatever in the last few years, but for that time period that they're referencing, and Ric Flair was the biggest name in that period. So the fact that you didn't put more effort into that seems a bit just misconstrued. I don't know. I had a word and I lost it, but it just seems silly to me
What
to.
is English? But no, but it's kind of like the casting. It's like the kind of like the casting of the Young Rock series, where it's like, oh yeah, they may have the voice, but they look nothing like it. This one, they just got it completely wrong.
The Young Rock ones were hit and miss. They were either so bad they were funny or they were brilliant. And the ones that were brilliant stood out like Andre and that like that. But
Bam Bam.
the dude that played Bam Bam was insane. I was like literally looking at
I thought
the
that
Bam
was
Bam
Bam
going,
Bam's son.
I
That's what.
actually I literally Googled that. I'm like, I can't remember his name, but I literally Googled, okay, what's his name? It's like, okay, got his name. Is such and such related to Bam Bam Big?
Well, I interviewed James Bolton on One of It's Cool, who played
Yes,
Jeff
yes.
Jarrett, and he like not only does he look like Jeff Jarrett, he sounded
He
like
did
Jeff Jarrett too.
he's one that did a phenomenal job
Right?
actually.
And
Don't
he
know if anyone
told me
watches, but shout out James Bolton.
no, but he told me some stories off camera I've forgotten the guy's name too, but
I want to get him on the show eventually because I want to hear his accounts of the stories because apparently he used to hang out with Bam Bam and he used to do stuff with him. I'm just like Bam Bam, one of my all-time favorite wrestlers.
How is he not in the Hall of Fame? Every year, every time I do a fantasy graphic for the Hall of Fame, Bam Bam's going to be on it every time until he's in the Hall of Fame.
I don't know. I'm at that stage now and just like I don't even pay attention to it. Until we actually get a proper whole.
I've been saying that for years, and then I guess on one hand, in fairness, look, COVID screwed it. I understand that, but like you've got the warehouse, can't you put that to public use?
But hang on, but you know the WWE Treasures TV series they've been doing, which is a good show, right? I thought they were going to be making something with all that, not putting it in the warehouse and not seeing it for the next 10 years.
There was rumors that they were going to do that. Even they were going to turn the warehouse into somewhat of a museum. Obviously, it wasn't going to be the whole thing, but a certain section of it. I'm like, why can't that just be the Hall of Fame?
Yeah,
I don't know. We've got all over the place here, but
well. Well, that's the end of this week's episode of Reaction Wrestling Wednesdays. As always, Johnny, where can we find Corning Conversation?
So just at CIC Pod on Facebook and YouTube, at Corning Conversation, one word, on Instagram, because someone else has it, and I don't think it's actually a podcast. I think it's just a play on whoever's name it is, because I tagged it by accident one time when I was trying to tag like the YouTube thing. I didn't realize it was like in the description, but anyway, yeah, my main Instagram, just sensational_LJ. Click the link tree; it's all there. The podcast Instagram and my graphics page are in the bio for that anyway. But yeah, follow Linktree, Pro Wrestling Tees, buy some Crossfire merch. This isn't Crossfire merch, but it's sick, and you've got the actual shirt with that logo on it that you can buy. So
that's your Stables.
No, this is just
right?
fine. So it has Rogue written on the front, but that's not full-fledged like Rogue Soldier kind of mode. There's only 2 of these that have been made. I have one, and then Mrs. Crossfire has a Mrs. Crossfire one on the back. They are technically one of one, not one of two, because hers was ordered separately, so the logo is like slightly higher or lower, but it's the same jersey. But no, I wanted to get Rogue ones made, but now that I'm not, cleared and stuff, maybe I will, maybe I won't, but who knows?
I'm gonna be optimistic as always. You're gonna get it done. So.
I just have a collect. I'm just like I'm just torn where it's like I hate summer. I prefer winter because it's not easy to warm up and
my brother
snuggle and watch movies. But at the same time, I love summer because I have like 30 basketball jerseys, like for that isn't basketball. I have a Harry Potter.
I really do not like summer. I don't like the fact that it's like this summer has not been too bad here in Melbourne because it hasn't been higher than 38 degrees. But can't stand summer. I love winter. It's snuggle weather. I'm a lover, not a fighter. But also I love wearing hoodies. Like as much as I love wearing beautiful t-shirts like my, Jason Crush t-shirt, which is available at any Adrenaline and also Alpha Pro Wrestling merchandise stands. That's a cheeky plug. I love hoodies. I can't wait for my sponsor. And this is another cheeky plug, Respo Clothing, and you should definitely check him out. Respo Clothing on Facebook and on Instagram. Get your latest merch from all the stars, including some Conflict Axiom, Savannah Rowe, and there's a whole bunch more, including Nova Nichols. But also, eventually, the what if it's called merchandise will be coming out there too. I don't know when, because I'll be flat and honest. The team keeps messaging me to say, well, if you want your merch, can you send us the logo? I haven't done it. Sorry. And I think if you watched this week's episode where I kind of made a joke about Westwood Clothing, they weren't happy with that. So sorry, Westwood Clothing, don't drop the show as a sponsor. But with that being said, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the show, and enable those notifications to stay up to date whenever I post anything. If you can't wait for the next video, make sure to check out both our podcasts. They are available wherever you get your podcasts. And until next time, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace. And because he hasn't said it, make sure to buy his merch.
Yeah.